Sorry about this. Hi Thomas, just seeing the chat there. Totally impromptu, so could be a complete disaster. I've been doing this all day, this thing, so I just thought, you know, there was no Sonic State tonight, I noticed, so I thought, oh, I might just have a bash. I think my mic's okay, yeah. Oh yeah, Wookie. Sorry about this. Yeah, totally impromptu. But I've been working on something which is going to become my number 6 track. So I thought I'd... and it's a bit of a funny one, this, because as you can hear, there's a bit... Oh, I am alone. Hello, over to you. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Yeah, so... yeah. I didn't want to do this on Saturday because it's a bit strange for a number of reasons. So yeah, I thought I'd do it tonight instead. I say tonight, it's about what, 6 o'clock here. Just had me tea, or dinner as some people call it. So let's see if anybody else joins in. Shout out in the chat if you're here. Oh, hiya, Luke. Sorry about this. I'll keep apologising as people come in. I've got these on today. Hey. That's just the start of it. 1 PM. All right, I'll try and I tell you what. You're on your dinner break, Luke. Or are you working at home today? So I've got a couple of weird things going on here at the moment. Let's mute that one a sec. I'll just turn down this drone. So I've got a lot of cross modulation going on here with a couple of my distings, and I've got some filters going on and some VCA. So every now and then, with the will of the LFOs, I've got I've got every LFO available in use in this patch at the moment. So there's that. Let's just turn that one out. And then the other one is warps. Let's bring that one back in. I've got warps in one of the parasite modes. It's the delay with variable speed. It's the variable speed delay. So what I do is I've got an LFO on the tape speed setting, and it just brings it every so often. It sort of 12 o'clock is basically 0 speed, so I've got the LFO taking it either side of 0. So yeah, a bit of weirdness there. Yeah, just the usual other stuff then. Bits of drones, got elements doing something. I've got a bit of a sequence going on, very simple one again. Yeah. Oh. Morning, Tom. Morning. It's not morning, is it? Dr. Felix, hiya. Oh, Biscuit, hiya, Biscuit. thanks for tuning in, guys. I mean, it's it's very impromptu and it's a bit naughty of me, especially as Davy or Davy. I keep calling the wrong name. Davy is also streaming, and I've put a link at the top of the chat here for Davy's live stream. If you get bored of this, you can go over to Davy's live stream, say hi. Right. So Sedanva, yeah, okay. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Let's get started, shall we? And I'm in A minor today, which is quite handy because it's all the white notes. Easy mode for me. Right, so I want to start this off. Well, I think first of all, and if you do us a favour, just let everyone know in the chat, any new guys that come in, any new people watching. I'm just going to turn my mic off for a bit, and I'll take this for real. See if I can do some sort of a jam here. Wrong one. So let's take that out of the mix. And that one, I've got to turn it down here. And I'll turn the mic off and try and do a bit of a jam. And see what happens. See if I can surprise you with something different. Oh, sorry, it would help if you turn that volume down there, wouldn't it? Really? Right, okay. Right, wobbly camera. I think the other camera works okay anyway. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's not bad, not bad. I was sitting in a parking lot. I better get going then, and I mic off. Oh dearie me. Well, where are we? ISD. Oh, I'm laughing because that was. I just don't do that stuff, do I? Bonus dronus, yeah. ISD. So who else have I missed? James, morning, James. I say it's not morning. Well, it might be morning where you are. It's not morning here. It's early evening. Hell FO. Are you? Well, is this the first time you've come across this stream? Because to be honest with you, I don't normally do this kind of thing with beats. That is, I just usually do drones and sequences and stuff. So it's not always going to be this awesome. Was it awesome? Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, Andrew Brooks, morning. No, I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. Who else is here? Andrew. Paul. Sorry, Paul. Uncle Chrome. Thanks for joining in. Yeah. So, where have I gone with this one? Really? It occurred to me today that maybe I should try something with beats. I watch Mr. Wabbit a lot, and he does some great jams with beats, and I watch other people as well who do stuff with beats. And I thought maybe for this sort of like strange backgroundy thing I had going on, maybe I should just give it a go. And I've brought my I've set one of my distings up for disting EXs up for SD triggers, which is basically it's just drum triggers off the SD card. So yeah, let's go back through some of these. So just the sounds, and these are all off the. There's a Blofeld sample folder. Don't ask. I haven't got a clue. But these are all samples from that particular folder. And I've gone for 2 kicks and 2 hi-hats, just to try and get a bit of variation. So that's with 1 kick, that's with the other. That's with both kicks. So 4 to the floor, but no snare. All I've gone with is kick and hi-hat. And then that's about as exciting as it gets. And then I go out the other side of that. I've got because like it just comes down a little bit. And then number 7 is just a 1 beat. And 8 is a blank. So I can basically go in order. So pattern 1 is empty. Pattern 2 is a very, very simple downbeat. 3 is a bit more complicated, but with just 2. So what are these? What notes are those? And then 4 to the floor, and then 4 to the floor with a bit more going on. Yeah, so there you go. Morning, Robbie. Yeah. So, Hippo is Hippo here as well. Hi, Hippo. Very impromptu this, I must admit. Very sorry. I just couldn't help it. So I might try that again. I might. It's supposed to be. So this. Oh, I suppose I should just go through the. I've turned the old B12 and the JP8000 on, but very, very simple. I've just got a simple pad on the JP8000, and then a bit of a sort of I don't know. I've used this many times, too many times really. And just that note as well. So I'm in A minor. So there's that. Those two parts. Whoa! Just my cushions fell off my flipping shower seat. Morning, Rich. Stop me from saying good morning, will you, for crying out loud. Oh, morning, Ensgrave. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Thank you very much. A lot more people tuning in than I thought, to be honest. So thank you. And poor old Davey's streaming as well. I put a link to Davey's live stream. I forgot he was live streaming tonight, and I hate clashing with people. So I thought I'd put a link to his live stream up there. So if you get bored, you can nip over to Davey. Yeah, and then another simple 4-note sequence. 115 beats per minute today. I don't know that. What BPM should I be using for this kick stuff? Come and get it, Rich. Yeah, so I've got Mavis doing a 4-note sequence into one of my Disting EX set up in just a dual mode ping pong delay, and that's it really. So all those funny sounds going on. So that was warps again for everyone else. People have only just joined in. So we've got this vari-speed delay in warps that gives us a stereo ping-pongy sort of like strange effect. And then another stereo ping-pong, but with a lot of cross-modulated gubbins with the Distings here, Disting Mark 3, Mark 4. Yeah, so there's that. And then I've got various stuff going on. I've got 2 audio inlets into the into Elements, so I could just start something off in Elements. Very, very sort of slowly like that. Before bringing in. So some really harsh sounds going on there, I guess. And this is where track 6 is going now. It's like a slightly darker, more sort of bleepy bloopy thing, I guess. Typical. Everyone will be going, oh yeah, that's just bleep modular stuff. So I've got to try and jam this and get it down to 6 minutes with a bit of those keyboards as well. And yeah, and that'll become 6. And so that's all I'm doing tonight. I'm just showing it off, really. 90 to 110. Oh, no shit. Soft. Right, okay. Right, let's turn that down. Let's go for another mic off jobby. Mic off will become. I should turn that off as well, shouldn't I? I mean, this is the other thing as well. I'm just I've got to learn this instrument. So this instrument that I've designed, as I've explained before, you design an instrument in your modular, and then you've got to learn how it works and just jam it. Get used to it. As Brooksy will probably, no doubt, attest. Okay, let's try another go at that. Another couple of goes actually. I don't know how long I'll be going for. There's no pub tonight, I don't think. so I can carry on going. Oh, has Lily been to the vet? Oh heck, what's happened there? I missed that. I did go. I was in parts of the pub yesterday, but yesterday's pub was like it was from like early morning up down to late evening, very late evening. So yeah, I couldn't join all the pub. Much too long. Right, okay. It may be a curse. Well, that's what modular is, Thomas. You design your own instruments with all the various modules that you've got. Okay, so enough talking. Wobbly camera on, mic off. Yeah, so lots to work on there, I guess, and I need to get this done before the weekend. What camera? And I only turned those on about 10 minutes before the live stream. I wasn't even going to use those, so I was only going to jam it with just the modular. Then I thought, maybe I should just get some sort of pad going with the two analog, the virtual analog synths. So I need to find out what I need, practice those two. I think this one's easy enough because every now and then I'm just going to go like that and sod it. And then the top one I'll do some sort of try and do some sort of melody over the top. So yeah. Hi Mike. I guess that's it, but I'm just gonna keep I'm gonna keep going. I think it's up to you guys whether you a mini brute solo. Well, yeah, I've not got the mini brutes on. Maybe I should try the mini brutes. I've got to be careful here because sometimes the I mean it's not warmed up. Let's just turn it on. Sometimes it knocks my sound card out. So, and if I've got that out there, let's get me little lobe out there. See, there you go. Got to find the little remote control for it. Just to. Do you know what? This is weird. This because I actually feel quite nervous now. And I was saying to my wife the other day that I would feel very nervous at an EMOM, and the live streams are quite easy. I don't feel nervous at the live streams, but I feel really nervous today doing this. Now then, so why aren't you not coming on? Which one is it? He says. Oh yeah. I think it's that one down there, isn't it? There you go. So there's a good chance this won't be in tune. Let me add another track in Reaper. Oh yeah, hey Unky. So mini brute. I mean, I'm going well out of my bounds here. I'm crap at keys. But Biscuits requested it, so now then. Should be across to there for the keyboard. No volume. So there's the master volume. Oh yeah. There you go. Get a bit of reverb on that. There's no proper sense. Oh dear. Okay, I need some fish now. I mean tuna. Get the tuna out on this mini brute. See if it's in tune. It'll go out of tune during the session, so I'll have to keep that tuner open. Keep checking on it. Yeah, you be sorry. Honest to God, I'm really crap at keys. Let's try a bit of sustain on that. Just ever so slightly out at the minute. Get this volume up a little bit. I shouldn't look at this yet. So I've got no idea then. I've got no idea what I'm going to do with that mini brute, but Biscuit wanted it on, so it's on. Let's get something going then. Yeah. Oh dear, 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 dear me. God, isn't it hot? For the UK, I mean. Now then. Bring that nutty variable speed delay ping pongy thing going on. The other disting gear in the in this case, this little performance mixer case, that's in granulator mode. So that gives us some high pitch, sort of like ear candy. Say ear candy. Right. I'll keep the mic on while I'm doing this, then, so I can talk about ideas. Then, can't I? What I'm thinking of doing with this, and I think the way this delay works in warps, in this, it's a parasite firmware in warps. So even though I've got the, oh no, I haven't got the level down, have I? I haven't got the level up. I was going to say, there's always a little bit left in the buffer sometimes. I think you've got to just turn the feedback right down or something. So that's one idea I'm thinking of, is just starting off with a little bit of the weirdness and bringing both of these ping pong weirdness, you know, things going on. A lot of stereo business, stereo weirdness. So that's the start, I guess. And then I open up this one here, which basically sends some stuff into, where is it going now? Let's get mixed up here. Oh, there you go, it's going out. That's going into elements. So if we open up the level of this, increase the level, I don't know if you can see that in the just looking at the picture on OBS there. There's two little lights there that come on. That's the exciter light, that's the resonator light. So because I've got a bit of audio going into the exciter side of elements, those lights are lighting up. Maybe you can see it better on the other camera. Not really, no. Not really at all. So there's sound coming out of elements now, even though I haven't opened the gate to elements. So that will be the next stage, and then I'll open the gate. So this brings elements into play now properly. And you get that sort of like ring mod scraping metal sort of thing going on. With the geometry, I've chosen a particular geometry. I faffed around with this last night trying to get a nice sweet spot for the... Normally I have this round here which is just bog standard oscillator sort of stuff. But anywhere to the side of that and you get a different sort of... It's physical modelling basically, it's a modal synthesizer. But I've only got strike fully open here. If I want to bring in more noise, then I can bring in the blow and the bow. And I've got LFO on brightness, position, timbre for the strike, timbre for blow, and timbre for the bow as well, and then also the flow parameter. So yeah, and that's going into my performance case. So that's the send. I've got an aux send that goes to the granulator every now and then, so you get that high pitch stuff. Hi Eric. Oh, hey up Marky, thanks for tuning in. Again, apologies to everyone for doing this impromptu on a Wednesday night. It's not usual for me, but I wanted to. I basically wanted to get this out of the way, so that on Saturday I can go back to my normal droney, boring drone guitar stuff. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, and then I've got Lorelei going into Wasp. So for a nice sort of bubbly drone with a little bit of LFO on the frequency, attenuated. Yeah. And then I might hit a few of these. Every so often. Yeah, I do need a head cam, or some. I need a close-up cam. I mean, I've got 2 spare slots on my Elgato HDMI capture card, but you know, currently out of work, so I can't really justify spending any more money on stuff until I've got myself another job. But I'd like a little one of the Zoom cameras. So let's have a think about. Oh, hi Neil. I keep saying good morning. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, playing on this will save me getting up and doing it on here. the sequencer, built the cutoff, just to bring it in a little bit there. No envelope brought into play yet. The VCF mod amount for the envelope generator is turned right down. Let's try it in the bass or a bit of a lower octave. Bring the sub up. Let's bring the sub up. Is my percussion loud enough? Does it sound loud enough on the stream? So, yeah, lots more sense now. So we've got the mini brute. I don't even know what notes to hit. Have we got the wobbly camera on? I haven't have I? Wobbly camera. For it's worth. Totally out of my depth here. Totally out of my depth. Well, this is what practice is all about, isn't it? And doing something a little bit different every now and then. I mean, I suppose at some point I could start turning some of these noisy bits down. Probably even the drone. So what am I? That's an A. Oops, went the wrong way. Yeah, then take all this stuff out again. Where's that silly noise coming from? Oh, turn that off. There you go. Actually, I'd have been better off turning those off here first. So fade them out gradually. And that's it, you see. It's trying to remember all these little things. Little playthings. How you play stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that'll be okay as a 6-minute track. Let's turn the wobbly camera off. Yeah, I think that'll be okay as a 6-minute long track. Because it's yeah. And it'll be halfway through the album as well. I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there'll be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's in the middle of the track in number of tracks, but not by time, because obviously the later tracks are longer. Yay. Yeah. So there you go. You can go home now. Hey Keith. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks Biscuit. Yeah. Yeah. More. Yeah. So where I struggle really for this sort of stuff. So in the middle when I'm there's a lot going on, and maybe I should take some stuff down a bit and then do some melody. Some of like, you know, like the yeah. That'd be a copyright strike for Jean-Michel Jarre stuff or what? Oh, morning. Hiya, Wabbit. Thanks for tuning in. Thinking of you today while I was dreaming up this. Enjoying your latest jam. That one box thing, Deluge. Pretty good. Pretty good jam. Okay. Um, right, okay, let's do some more of these. I mean, so I'm not doing a set, right? This is just purely one track, and I guess that's gonna be rather boring. So just don't worry, guys. If you think you've heard enough, slide off. Check out Davi's live stream if you want, or just stick around and see what I do with this thing. I'm feeling I'm having to stand up as well. I might as well just stay stood up actually. Um, it's just that every now and then my knees need a bit of a rest. Okay, so I'll do a mic off thing now. Jean-Michel thingy. Um, yeah, okay. Yeah, the Moog Mavis. It's a lovely little thing, really. I do like it. So I use it very simplistically. So I very, very rarely do any patching in the patch bay. I just like the sound as it is. Got a bit of resonance on today, so I can go squeaky. And it's going into a ping pong delay. And I've got the internal LFO routing through to the cutoff as well, so that it comes in and out a little bit while I'm not taking any care. While I'm not taking care of that, I can leave it to do its own thing. Yeah. So let's turn that down. I feel a wobbly camera. Hiya, Kent. Thanks for tuning in. How's Lily today? I hope she's doing well. I sent her a link to my missus of the PSN show when you introduced Lily to the world. Yeah, so she said, "Oh, cute," because Val loves dogs. She really does. I do as well. But yeah, Val's a big lover of dogs. She's the more of a dog person, I guess. If we were to balance it out, and I'm probably about an 8 and Val's a 10. um, right. Okay, enough of that rubbish. Let's try again. So I'll do wobbly camera, mic off, and okay, good stuff. Yeah, yeah, it's good news that wobbly camera, mic off. Someone explained to Kent that there might be some exciting stuff because I'm doing beats today, so we might have only just tuned in. Hi Fred, thanks for tuning in. Hi Peter. Derby Imam tomorrow night. Well, yeah. So which channel then? Would be nice to watch that. So I don't know. You can probably tell I'm not comfortable with the pads at all. I'm that sort of out of practice with arrangements and what have you, and doing melodies, you know, because I just do drones all the time, and the melodies just come by the, you know, when I'm playing guitar. That when I hit the keys with this sort of stuff, I just haven't got a clue what I'm doing. So I'll probably listen back to the live stream. And how long have I been going now? Hour and 15. Yeah, so I'll listen back to what I've done tonight and have a think how I fit, particularly the JP. Just not a particularly nice sound, to be honest. I mean, maybe I need to work on that a little bit. It's just a bit too generic, isn't it? So I need to do a lot with that, I think. Over the next couple of days. It's Wednesday now. Good, I'm out of work, isn't it? Yeah. So that's where we are. Sit down for a rest. Oh, sorry. Hiya, Philip. Sorry, I didn't. I should have said hello there. I did see you earlier, then I forgot to say hello when I turned the mic back on. So hiya, thanks for tuning in, mate. Next Hardware Jams theme is a good question, yeah. I probably won't make that again. Anybody else I've missed? No. Thanks, Luke. I know you've probably gone by now, but yeah, go and give Davy some love. Davy. It's Davy. Yes. Okay. So, shall I go again to another one? Don't know why I'm asking, because that's what I'm here for. I suppose I should just, I don't know, if I bring that drone up. And then bring in the full on. Need that up as well. thin now. Don't like that. Maybe I need some more patterns, perhaps. But then again, for the 6 minutes, maybe the 2 main patterns that I've got with the 4x4 to the floor are okay. So I'm having to remember which. So that's an A. And of course, I'm playing fourths here, so that's just an inverted chord, isn't it? So that's like an A inverted. It's the same as that, but with the A played in the octave. Keep it simple, eh? So where was I then? Hi David, I thought I'd turn the mic off. I haven't got a wobbly camera on here, have I? Oh, just trying some ideas. So hiya David, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, oh my goodness. So, Mini Brute. Try some metallizer. That's just too much, isn't it? be a bit quiet. Let's open that filter up again a bit. So, yeah, okay. Yeah. Turn everything off. So, that's just too much, that. And no doubt there's a copyright strike there somewhere, but I've never heard it. Yeah, so I think that's simple enough, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So I think I know what I'm doing that with the JP, and then that's just a simple. That's just so cutting that. Let's take that down a bit. And maybe I've spoiled it now. Or just don't hold it for as long. So before it gets right up to that cutting bit, finger off the key. Hey up, my name's in orange here. Thank you very much, James, for tuning in. Cheers. Yeah, dance. Well, I mean, yeah, that's, I guess, I don't know, what is it? I was trying to go for something like techno, but maybe it isn't techno. I don't know. What is that pattern? I programmed this in myself. So it's two kicks, two slightly different kicks, two slightly different hi-hats. Because I'm using trigger outs, and unfortunately, unless you're using MIDI with the, it's that one there, that's that Disting EX. If you're using MIDI, you get full control over the velocity and everything. But because I'm using CV, or gate trigger should I say, not CV, the inputs will recognise voltage levels, but this doesn't seem to. The the BeatStep Pro doesn't send out varying voltages of gates. It will do velocity, but it's only velocity via MIDI, as best as I can work out anyway. So chill wave, yeah, okay. I mean, honestly, I just don't do this sort of stuff, and I don't even listen to it, to be honest, either. So a bit strange. If I listen to anything with beats, it's heavy metal, really, or Tangerine Dream if I'm on electronic stuff. So it's that sort of early Tangerine Dream before they started to bring percussion in, drumbeat. So yeah, one thing for sure is it'll be different to everything else on the album that I'm doing. This is going to be a track on my Numbers album. Number 6 is the idea for this, so 6 minutes long sync wave. Yeah, I'll take that. Let's do it again. Technotron. Hey up! It's the man with beard, but now he has his Telly name, so everyone can call him Telly. Hiya Telly, thanks for tuning in. Thanks Hippo. Yeah, the kicks, they just come with they're just samples that come with the Distinct EX when you buy the Distinct EX. I'm using the Blofeld folder. What's a Blofeld? I thought Blofeld was a synth, not a drum machine. But anyway, that's what it's called, Blofeld. I mean, perhaps, maybe the Blofeld, Waldorf Blofeld has, yeah, a drum section with it as well. I don't know, no idea, know nothing about it. All right, cheers. Thanks, Paul, for tuning in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've lost an account to YouTube as well, and there's no way back on. I've got 3 accounts now. Yeah, right, pain. One I lost because I lost my email address. I had to cancel this email address I had because it was just, I was getting silly threats from people saying that we're going to share all these videos that you've been watching. I thought, well, I haven't been watching any strange videos. So I thought, sorry, I'm going to shut that down. So I shut that email address down, and the next time I come to log into YouTube on that account, because I'd lost the email address, it wouldn't let me sign back in. There was, I don't know, there was something going on. So yeah, I lost that channel altogether, but it doesn't really matter because I didn't have any followers or anything on that. It was just for some game stuff, I think. But right, enough of that waffle. Let's do some more stuff. Oh, does it? Right, okay, Cressy, right, okay. I know you, so you might recognise them then. I mean, the only reason I chose 2 kicks was I wanted just some. I thought it sounded good, that different, those 2 different kicks together, slightly different. You can see the notes. So, so one kick's playing a 4 to the floor, and the other kick is playing something slightly off. Yeah. So yeah. Same with the hi-hat. I've got one hi-hat playing that sequence of notes, and then the other hi-hat playing something slightly different. So yeah, plus in the Distinct EX then you can set different volumes for the so let's say for instance that second hi-hat is probably a bit loud, so I can go to that one and then just turn the, so that that's turned right down there now. Just bring that back up again. So something like that might do. Yeah. Okay. Probably a bit too much reverb on that really. Let's just take a little bit of the reverb off the percussion. Oh, let's check the tuning while I'm here as well. Let's check the tuning on the mini brute. So that's gone slightly out of tune now for what it's worth. I'm hardly playing it anyway. Let's take a bit of where am I? Kick hi-hat. Take a bit more reverb off the percussion. Only a little bit. Right. Yeah, so Tom, the Beat Step Pro is sequencing the drums, so the patterns are actually programmed in Beat Step Pro, and then the Beat Step Pro is triggering the Distinct EX, but it's a bit complicated because the voltage, I say complicated, it's not complicated, all it is the it's ever so annoying, the voltage from the triggers from the Beat Step Pro are too high for the Distinct EX, and I thought, well, surely you can just change the you can actually change the input levels, but for some reason you get this like squeaky sound. So what I've done is I've had to send the triggers into some passive attenuators, and then I've got these set to about just over halfway. But if I bring up, say, let's bring in the so if I turn the volume up on that first kick, not the volume, but you get that stupid squeaking sound. I mean, what's all that about? So, and I've had a look at the software for the Beat Step Pro, and there's no way of reducing the voltage as far as I can see. So it's just a voltage that's just too high for the Distinct EX. So you've got to put these daft attenuators in between the trigger out and the trigger in on the Distinct EX. Right. Yeah, it is weird. Yeah, pain in the bum. Should we try again? Do another one. So just remind myself now what we're doing with this flipping chord sequence up here. Say chord, not even a proper chord. Something like that. It sounds crap on its own, doesn't it? It doesn't sound quite so bad when there's all other stuff going on as well. I don't know, Biscuit. I'll have to have a look. I think actually, I think I had some problems actually. I think I had some problems. That's right. I remember now because it was an emotion that said this, and so I tried to go into the software. That's I remember now. I tried to go into the software, the MIDI control center, and it wouldn't recognize either the Beat Step Pro or the KeyStep. Wouldn't recognize them, even though they were connected via MIDI directly to my computer. And the software didn't recognize my equipment. so I couldn't change it. So you could be right. You could be right, Biscuit. Um, yeah. Anyway, let's try a mic off wobbly camera thing, and we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I'm not timing these, by the way. I'm just going off what I feel, and then once I've played back some of these, I'll get an idea of what I've got to do. And in fact, in Reaper, if I go to, let me go to my Reaper screen very quickly. I'll just, might as well shut that tuner down for a bit anyway. So if I go to Reaper, the way I do this in Reaper is I set, yeah, Biscuit, that's what I meant, yeah. Yeah, MIDI via USB, sorry. Yeah, I plugged it into my computer via USB, the USB port, and it wouldn't recognise it. So yeah, sorry Tom, sorry Biscuit. Yeah, so I put two markers in Reaper. So one is at 6 seconds in, basically, which is well, you'll probably notice down the bottom left-hand corner there, I've still got Reaper on at 80 beats per minute because I am not syncing Reaper up to my modular. It's just acting as a basic hard disk recorder. So, but I put two markers in 6 minutes apart basically, and but I've got a little bit of a counting. So what I'll do when I come to record this, I have I put a 2-bar count in so that I know when to start my stuff, and then I've just got to keep my eye on Reaper, where I'm up to time wise. So multi-channel or left right, I don't know. You know about the percussion multi-channel, Cressy. As it happens, what I do with that, I've got separate inputs. So I've got I've set the kick to output 1 and the hi-hats to output 2, and that means I can just, once I've recorded this, I can do some post-processing if I want to. I can bring those levels up or down, but I'm not multi-tracking it, so I'm not recording 4 channels. I'm only recording 2, so the kicks are going to the same output and the hi-hats are going to the same output. Oh no, so no, I'm not recording just stereo. So what I do, let's go back to Reaper again. So Cressy, what I do is, I mean, I do sometimes record just a 2-track, but more often than not, what I try to do is, I've got a total of 8 tracks, not counting my JP 8000, the OB12, and the Mini Brute, which go into their own mono inputs in my audio device. But on the modular side of things, I've got 8 mono channels available. So I say 8 mono channels. So some of them are stereo channels. So for instance, I've got a stereo output from, you can just see there, if you go from left to right, the mod mix channel is is basically the output from my little performance mixer. Then the mod FX is it's the output from the Disting EX. So that gets recorded separately from the main mod mix, modular mix. And then I've got a track for my kick, track for the hi-hat, I've got the track for the sequencer. So sometimes I just put the sequencer straight into the performance mixer, but in this instance I wanted to keep this separate for, again, post-processing. And when I say post-processing, I mean just a bit of EQ and a bit of volume adjustment if necessary. Because as much as you try and get a perfect mix for live performance, sometimes it just needs a little bit of tweaking. In fact, actually, let's just do that. So while Reaper's open now, let's bring the whole thing in. So we'll just roughly, very quickly, bring everything in, and then you can see on the on span there. So I'm just bringing everything in full blast. And the kick. So let's bring in drum 5. So yeah, I can do a certain amount of remixing. But if you look at that span now, actually it's not too bad. I think I've left the slope at 4.5 dB per octave. So that gives me the pink noise dB per octave is 3. So you can see when I set it to 3, it makes that slope a lot steeper. But I found out that I don't like too much high end, so I leave it set to 4.5, and that gives me an idea then of where stuff's sitting. But when I look at that, and I might be shouting a bit now because it's loud in my ears, but when I look at that, I think, well, you know, that's not bad. That's not a bad mix for live mix, and there isn't a lot I would need to do necessarily in the post processing. But let's turn this down. Take everything back down to yay. Shut up, Modular. Yeah, so let's go back to GoPro. So yeah, I try to span is free. Vox and Go. Let me just type it in the chat. Vox and Go. So there you go. If you have a look at that. If you Google Vox and Go, and you'll find there's a whole host of stuff. They've got other things free there as well, so it's well worth checking them out. But yeah, Span is brilliant. I've been using Span for quite a few years now. Excuse me. So yeah, do you know something? I've probably got a bit too much reverb on this. I'm just using my normal reverb, and my goodness, there's a very long tail. But anyway, that is just one hell of a tail, isn't it? I should probably, I mean, so. Christy, the other thing that I do as well, actually, and anybody else who might be interested, let's go back to Reaper. So what you'll notice is that all the tracks are armed for recording, apart from the track to the very far right. That's the MPX 500 in. That's set to monitor only, so it monitors the audio from my reverb but doesn't record it. So what I do is, because I'm possibly doing some remixing in the box to get this a little bit more closer to what I want on the album, if I'd have recorded the reverb at the same time, then the reverb would be whatever is getting fed into it at its live level. So what I need to do is set that reverb to monitor only, because I use a hardware reverb as well. This isn't reverb inside the box. This is this is my MPX 500 Lexicon hardware reverb unit. So I've got to send out to the MPX 500 and then return back in. So what I do then is I mix everything as best I can, apply fades or whatever I need to do, and then once I'm happy with the mix, I go through it again and print or record the reverb. So it's a bit of a lengthy process, but it means that the reverb matches the mixed level, not the live level. So let's go back to GoPro. So yeah, it's, you know, I think it's worth doing, and it's a hardware thing really. It's although I suppose, yeah, I suppose we could do that in the box. I've never really done that in the box before, because I've normally just, I mean, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't render the reverb if it's, you know, the software reverb, but it depends how I feel at the time. Sometimes you've got to sometimes you've got to print your reverb, because you would think that in the box that it would be the same. So let's say you did a pass, you listened to it and you went, yeah, that's great. On the next pass that you do, on the next listen, that reverb won't be exactly the same. It's different, slightly different every time. So sometimes when you're trying to get levels right, it's better to print your reverb. So once you're happy with the mix, you print your reverb to audio, then you can mute your plugin basically, and then you've got the reverb that's recorded or printed from that particular pass, and that way then you don't have any more slight differences in levels and resonances. So yeah, it's always worth thinking about printing your effects, especially effects like reverb. So morning, Kaz. Let's do another set. Now there's a few different people in here that have just come in. I'll do another live jam for this particular track that I'm building up here. Unless you've already heard it, Kaz, and you've been lurking. I don't know. Some people do sort of listen without coming into the chat sometimes. So I forgot what that chord progression I did up there. I forgot what it was now. Oh my goodness. I think it's dead easy. Very. Yeah, that. Something like that. Right. Okay. Wobbly camera on. Mic off. Yeah, I didn't mean that to happen at the end there. Ah, dear. Morning, hi, Labis. Thanks for tuning in. And Rafters, good to see you, man. Good to see you. How are you doing? Oh, Simon. Simon's checking up on me. Oh, let's go back to that one. There you go. GoPro, chatty cam. Hi, Anna. Thanks for tuning in. Uh, yeah. And it's just weird, isn't it? Because you won't be hearing this again once I've got it down on recorded. Because I don't do beats, do I? Thanks, Kaz. Um, I'm not feeling okay. You know, it's a bit hot. I'm a bit unwell. Um, direct biscuit. Yes, direct. Thanks, Karen. Thanks for tuning in. Simon is partly to blame for this. Actually, I've got to admit. Well, now that Simon's turned up, I've got to come clean. Because Simon's been suggesting that we do something, we try something together, where I provide some dronage and probably some guitar, and then Simon's going to put some beats and stuff to it and some better keyboardy stuff. And then I thought, ooh, I'm just gonna see what I can come up with from the beats. I mean, it's nothing what Simon's going to do, because I've got a little bit of an idea what Simon's going to do, but I'm not going to mention anything here now. It's just between me and Simon at the minute. Blame me, yeah. um, so yeah, that's something that's forthcoming in the next, well, hopefully before the end of the year, because we're both a bit busy with stuff at the moment. Um, but yeah, that should be interesting. But in the meantime, I thought, I'd have a bash at that Distant EX drum trigger thing, which I've done before. I did the first time I used that properly was for the one of the hardware jams I did, the short one. I had a bit of a, I think it was the third one that I did, my third hardware jam, because the first two were just drone and guitar. I bored everyone shitless with that sort of stuff, my usual sort of stuff. Um, so this isn't the first time I've used that percussion in a in something I've made, but this will be the first time I've ever put anything on. So there are no beats on any of my tracks from as far as I can remember. There are no tracks with beats at all on Bandcamp, just on SoundCloud. So, oh yeah, hydrate, flipping heck. Oh, that's for reminding me, Garen. Cheers. Water, that's all it is. Let's check my phone a sec, because my phone goes bleep because I get notifications. So I'm probably live streaming at the same time as about 5 other people. So let's just see what. Oops. Try again. There you go. Oh, James Dyson's just started streaming. He does the um, sample presets for various software and hardware synths. Imaginary Invasion, their stream at the moment. Don't know when that came through. About 5 minutes ago. Fernando Ferrero, who I do follow actually, and he's live streaming as well. So yeah, there's at least 5 of us live streaming at this moment in time, because Dave is live streaming as well, as far as I'm aware. Links at the top of the chat if you want to check Davey out, if I'm getting too boring. So let's try Let's try that again then, eh? It's all just practice. Oh, I came up with a little melody on this, didn't I? I can't remember how it went. I went. Oh, I need to imprint that into my memory now. Yeah, okay, that might work. Right, okay, let's. Times how long have I been going? Oh my goodness, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Which means it's 8:10 here in the evening. Let's keep going then. Let's go a little bit longer. And listen, guys, you guys that have been here for a while, don't worry about just please. I don't want to keep taking up all your time. I'm very conscious that I take everyone's time up when I'm doing this stuff. I mean, particularly with this one just being a bit of a short thing. Although I've not timed any of these yet. Let's do a wobbly camera, mic off, and we'll go again. This time try not to cock up too much. Right, wobbly camera, mic off. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. It's this stuff here that's I'm feeling a bit out of sorts with the keys. Uh, so yeah, I need to have a think about that. Maybe I don't get this finished for the weekend. Yeah, better than the telly. Oh, thanks, mate. Um, oh, you got the which? Oh, QD. Which one's that, mate? Oh, IL Julo. It's Julo, isn't it? Yeah, I think I've got that right this time. My goodness. Um, yeah, come on then. Remind me. What is the QD? Well, to be honest, you're not late really. Um, you're not late at all because all I'm doing tonight, and I've been, I've been here for what, um, 2 hours and 20 minutes nearly, and I am practicing or rehearsing to do a live take of just one 6 minute long track. So, and I'm not even timing it yet. So the plan is to listen back to the each of these. Not probably not all of them, but I might just listen to all of them. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, listen to the playback, the things that I've done. Just see how long they were taking, and if it's much longer than 6 minutes, then I've then got to start arranging, which is I'm really out of my depth nowadays. I don't do much arranging now. But yeah, thanks, Simon. Exactly, Kaz. Good old Gandalf, eh? Um, yeah, the steel pipe dropping. Yeah, that's oh, it's a drum module. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Who uses that now? Is it Jason? It's Jason, isn't it? Um, yeah. He's got. Is that the same one, Tom, that Jason's got? Seem to remember. That's what he said he uses. So sometimes I do remember stuff. Thanks, Mr. Wabbit. Glad you're still here and listening to this. It's as I said, just come and go. Come and go as you please. Um, uh, yes. Um, so I don't know. Oh, has Andy got one? Right, okay. Yeah, Andy was here earlier, wasn't he? He's probably gone by now. He's been pretty quiet. Unless he's lurking. I'm assuming you mean Andy Vaughan or Brooksy, as we also know him. I guess I should just shut up and get on with it. One thing I'm forgetting to do because because you've got 16 patterns you can save altogether. So what I try to do is just go forwards each time. So next piece, next pattern, so on and so forth. Yeah, Brooksy, yeah. Now, so what I'm finding I'm doing is so let me go through these. So I go from here, and then I do a couple of in fact, I've started to use that part of the percussion where I'm doing the two finger cuts, not the dyads, not triads. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, so Now, what I keep doing by mistake, instead of going back to 5, I accidentally go to pattern 7, which is really my, the very last, because from 7 I go straight to 8 pretty much. So it just produces a kick on that downbeat. So what I need to do then really is, so what have we got now? I've got so I've got pattern 5, then I go to pattern 6, then I go back to pattern 5 really, but before I overwrite pattern 7. So I'm just going to count out the patterns here. So I want to go back to pattern 5. So that means that pattern 6 moves up to. That's really got all confused now. BPM 115. I don't know. I started off at about 130, and it was just way too quick for me in my head. Not well, probably was for me playing ability, although I wasn't playing these at the time. But yeah, so when I was just using the sequencer stuff and then the sound wobbly stuff from the modular, I was up at 130 beats per minute. So I took it down to 120, and it was still too fast. So it's currently at 115. I don't know whether that's cool or not. No idea. I don't do this sort of stuff. Anyway. So let me write this down. So I'm just trying to get my head around. Oh. 130. Should we try a 131? Let me just copy these things around first. So pattern 1 is the start and that's 0. So let's go back to. So there's nothing on. So so this is going all the time. That's the way I work it. I don't press play when I want to. So it's just playing. So I put a blank pattern right at the start. So pattern 1 is basically nothing. Then pattern 2 is the kind of like. First intro, if you I don't know, it just. Doesn't matter. So yeah, let's just call it start 1. Then number 3. I'll just call it. Doesn't matter what these are called. Start 2. Then number 4 is 4. 4 pattern 1. 5 is 4 pattern 2, and then I go to 6, which is a 2/4, but then so I want pattern 7 to be, so pattern 7 goes back to the 4/4 pattern 2. And then so that means that 8, I want that one to really be I guess it's that really, isn't it? So it's just the 1/4 pattern 1, which means that 9 is nothing. So I've only got to move them around one, haven't I? So I just go to pattern 8, which is blank, and I save that to pattern 9. Pattern 9 might have been blank, but I don't take the. This is an old project, and I don't bother about saving projects. Once something's done, I just move on. I never go back to stuff. So that means that 9 is blank. Now in 8, it's got to be the 1/4, so it's that one. Right, so I've got to save that to 8. So that should be the same on 8. Yeah. And then 7 is the 4/4 pattern 2, which is number 5. So I've got to copy that to 7. So save that to 7. So that means I can go. So that's me 2/4 pattern, and then it goes back to the 4/4 pattern 2, and then the 1/4 pattern, and then nothing. That means I can just go, if I want to change something, I just go next beat, next pattern, next pattern, next pattern. There you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Thanks for sticking with me on that one. To be the need for speed. Yeah, once. Okay, let's try. Let's bring in the main pattern, and let's wind this up to. Oh my goodness. Friggin' hell. I'm not doing 164. So. Oops. So I don't know. I've got to remember to change the pattern quick enough. Ah, dear me, that should be interesting. Let's go back to nothing then. There you go. Whew. 133 beats per minute. I tell you what, I'm going to take that down to 130. That's just, it's only another 3 BM, but 3 BPM. Let's make that 130. Yeah, should we do it then? Yeah, I'm gonna leave the DMB to somebody else. Let's put it that way. Let's do a wobbly camera mic off job. So I'm amazed everyone stuck with me for so long. It's tonight. So what we would say now, 8:30, and I started at 6 o'clock, didn't I? It's 2.5 hours. Wobbly camera, mic off, start the jam. Oh my god. Um, that's too fast. I cocked up a load of things there. I cocked up the percussion. I changed the patterns too quickly. So I went from pattern 6 to pattern 7 too quick. So that's going to take some rehearsal. Or I could just do it the easy way and go back down to 150. Dear, 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 dear me. Dear me. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. Hey up, Mark. Oh, you stick around. I'll play another one. I'll do it again. But I'm not doing 130 beats per minute. Let's take that back down to let's say, do you know what? No, 115 again. And actually, so I don't know whether you noticed or not, I was struggling a bit there because the reason, so that connection there is the clock to the ping pong. It's a clockable delay. But the problem is, if I bring that in now, there's a click. Can you hear that clicking sound? I don't know why it does it. I've got to ask Oz, I guess. So what I do is I use a clock from Pam's, just a clock, and get the timing right on the ping pong delay. And then I pull it out so I don't get that clicking noise. Because once it's set, it's fine. But when you change the BPM, you've then got to reclock it, which is, you know, whatever. The shortwave radio. No, it was 133, which rhymes with too fast for me. Oh my goodness. I'm just too old for 130 beats per minute. I'm just too old. Just can't do that anymore. Anyway. Oh, yeah, the scraping. Hi, Thomas. Good to see you still here there. Most entertaining. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, there'd be a fight. So biscuit. That is elements. So I've got, let's bring in elements and we'll make it do that noise. I've got all sorts of stuff going into elements. So I've got, which is this one now? It's the output from one of the Lorelei's. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I've got oscillator going into the filter. I've got output from the filter going into the, it's actually going into the resonator. So even though I've not opened the gate yet, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but that button turns green once I open the gate. And when I say open the gate, I'm basically putting a voltage into the gate input, underneath the gate input, and that brings in the exciter. So at the moment you're only hearing really the resonator, although for some reason it's actually, yeah, because that is the strike. So I've got something else. I must have some audio there. I think I have actually. Yeah, there you go. It's that one there, isn't it? So I do have. It's quite complicated. I've got two sources here, sound sources going into the triple crossfader panner with another LFO on the position of the fade. So it swaps between one sound and the other, and that's going into the exciter part. So that's right. And because I've got strike full on, you're getting that like that's like a bit of a metallic sound, and it's probably going to be that's doing the scrapey thing. So if I then take turn the gate on, So again, the bow and the blow are not turned up yet. So it's only the strike, and then these two oscillators or these two sounds going into the external inputs. Yeah, and then on top of all that, I've got some FM. But again, the FM is just, it's not constant, it's noise. I'm using white noise into the FM control, and the FM's around about, I don't know, 40%, something like that, 40-50%. But I'm using LFO again on the frequency of the noise, so I've got the cut-off frequency being modulated by LFO, so it's not always receiving an FM input. And I guess the crazy thing about this is that each time I perform this, it's not repeatable. So the sounds that come from my variable speed tape delay and from my ping pong delay and from elements, they are not repeatable. So every time, so there you go, there's that metallic sound you get in there now. And I haven't even got the bow and the blow up, so if I bring the bow and the blow up as well a little bit. Yeah. It's probably a little bit too harsh, that, actually. I want to bring that brightness down and lower the attenuator. It's probably a little bit too... And that's one of the things that I'll probably be fixing in the mix afterwards. So anything like that that's just too harsh, I'll just put some EQ around about that frequency, and I'll probably automate it so it lowers that band down at the time that it plays. So it's not EQ'd out all the time, it's only EQ'd out when that sound comes into play. So there's all sorts of daft little things you can do in the box afterwards to fix stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Let's turn all this off again now then. Let's turn the gate off, turn that one down, turn you down. Right, so. Oh, Jason's here. Hi, Jason. Thanks for tuning in, mate. So let me do another playthrough, and right, okay. I'll do another playthrough. So if Mark is still here, and hopefully Jason's still here as well. So this is it's a little bit different to what I normally do. But I'm going to do the wobbly camera and mic off. Hmm. God. Um. Okay. Um. Do you know what? This is it, you see. I didn't even turn on the bow and the blower that time because I went on the way out as it was closing down the track. I went to turn the bow and the blow down, and it was they weren't up. Was it missed? I don't know. Probably not. I could probably do without them, but they are. They've got to be used. I've dialed them in, so I need to use them. And the 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 melody lead on the mini brute, what a complete cock up. So instead I went and then I cocked it up all down there as well. So a bit of a mess. All right, cheers, Simon. Thank you very much for sticking with me for so long. You've been great. Thanks. Oh yeah, Pat. My goodness. Been going for nearly 3 hours, so it's getting on to 9 o'clock here now, and I'm for an impromptu stream, I'm really pleased and surprised that so many people turned up today. I really do thank you all for taking some time out of your own time to come and watch the old get trying some beats out. But yeah, definitely work in progress. Yeah. So thanks, Jason. Yeah, it's yeah, that's it. I think I'll just talk us out. It's pointless, but I won't do another one now. So I'll talk us up to me 3 hours, and then I'll shut the stream down, I think. So things that I like and things that are easy to do with the sequences or the sequence, which I don't know whether you spotted or not, but basically I've got, what I do normally is I have a straight count going to pressure points, but I use a different PAMS output for the gate, so it's a slightly different gate to the sequence notes that are being played. So you get you get two for the price of one. You can do the no gate sequence that plays all the notes, and then you can bring in the gated sequence, and probably three for the price of one, because then you can bring up the cut-off again. And then of course it's ping pong delay as well. So yeah, so I'm happy with that. I'm not 100% certain on the patterns yet. I think I'm okay there with the patterns, but I might have a think. I'm only up to pattern 9. So pattern 1 and pattern 9 are blanks, and then the patterns in between are the ones that have got actual beats in them. So I've got to think about the what's the names, the mini brute. This one's easy enough because I'm just hitting that note there with that particular preset, which just adds to the drone. And then all the other sort of incidental stuff that's going on, that's okay as well. So my problems really are well, changing the patterns on time at the right time. Got to practice that, I've got to practice me little harmony that I play on the mini brute, and then the 2-note chordy thing that I play on the JP, and probably have a play with the pad as well. The pad sound, I might try to improve that pad sound a little bit. So yeah. Oh, hiya Tony. Oh, sorry mate. I'm just about to. Should I do one more for Tony? um, yeah, you can do well. Possibly, yeah, possibly. I'll have a think about that. I'd have to mix them, biscuit. So I'd have to put those into one of the mixers. So yeah, I could try that. So do you think it was a bit lacking in the accents department then, biscuit? I was hoping it might be okay, but if you've picked up on it, just CV the tracks. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, I've only used 4 outputs, so I could use another 2 of these. Yeah, I could probably um, accent the those inputs again. I mean, I could probably even also, because you can get up to 6 triggers. I'm only using 4, so I could actually program it so that the accents are the other inputs, which would just add to the volume basically, because they'd be playing at the same time. So yeah, that's interesting. Had some cool guitar. Oh no, yeah. No. All right, so Tony, yeah. I know. Sorry, Mark. This is a non-guitar one. This, I'm afraid. But yeah, Tony, just yeah. It's only a short piece, so you haven't got to go digging far if you want to have a listen. It's just I'm using beats for a change, which I don't normally do, as you know. I normally just do drones. So that's it, folks. Thank you very much for joining. We're on 2 hours 59 minutes and 52 seconds. So I'm gonna hit the out button on my little stream deck thing and see it over on the chat, and I'll do the usual stuff. You know what I do. All right, thank you very much for joining, peeps. Much appreciated, and I'll see you hopefully on Saturday morning. Yeah, all being well. Cheers.